Greetings, this is Olli from Germany, for Midlife Gamer, and welcome to 2014. New Year's, new unboxings, new videos, and I thought, hey, why not start big? And there's just one issue. There isn't really a game currently out that would be such a good collector's edition that would be good enough to start off the year, you know. And we have this problem for quite some time now. The digital gaming is getting more and more, and nowadays you always get those founder packs, early access, Kickstarter, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they are going more and more away from the standard classic big retail box, more to digital collector's editions. And that's an issue for someone like me who likes to have this big box and open it up and see all the goodies inside. And I saw this coming years ago. And in fact, like 1.5 years ago, I started thinking about a little side project that I started at that time. I need to go more into detail. I am too vague now. About 1.5 years ago, there was a Kickstarter for the new Ultima game. Richard Garriott finally came back, and he was reviving his role as Lord British, and he was trying to make a game called Shrouds of the Avatar. And I love that idea. I mean, Ultima always was a great series for me. It was maybe one of the, if not the first real RPG that I played back in the days. I started with Ultima 5. That was my first one. I think it was on the Amiga. Yeah. And that was my first real RPG. And I loved that. Really loved that a lot. And over the years, new Ultimas came out, and I thought about why not make a classic unboxing. Yeah, take you on a little journey, show you the one box that really is for me the one of the best and most memorable collector's editions that I have and I know of. So without further ado. We don't need this today because it's already unboxed. But classic unboxing. We're gonna have a look at this baby here. Oh, just where is it? Just for size comparison. Yeah, you can imagine how huge this thing is. The Dragon Edition of Ultima 9. And I'm very proud that I'm owning this one, because it doesn't exist here in Germany. It was never sold in Germany. This was, as you can see here by the rating, it was America only. And I want to tell you a little story about this one. More or less, this was my real own first huge collector's edition, because this was the time in my life where I had my first real disposable income. Going to show you a little picture now. This game was released in 1999, so last millennium. And you're gonna figure out who of those four I am. I mean, it's not hard. That was 1999, the year where I was at the army. I mean, here in Germany, you have to go to the army. I mean, they changed the law 1 or 2 years ago, where we now our 18, 19-year-olds don't need to do this anymore. But I needed to go to the army for 1 year, and needed to do my duties. And at that time, I got money for it, of course, but still, I had my my place where I could sleep here. You can see our wardrobes back there, and I was provided food. I had everything, you know, and all that money that I got, it was more or less disposable to buy whatever. And one of the things that I bought back in the days, because I was a huge Ultima fan, and this baby came up, I ordered this from a shop in Munich via postal, and got this from America. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the Dragon Edition, and why it is so freaking huge. Let's have a look at the at the system requirements. See, back in the days, for this baby you needed a Windows 59 or 98. Oh, Windows NT was not supported. Yes, Windows NT didn't have the 3D acceleration. Needed CD-ROM. Yeah, the good old DirectX 7. And at that time you needed the first generation of 3D accelerated cards. Of course, this game also had this little problem that it was running even better with the so-called 3DFX. There it is. 3DFX cards, and not with the Director ID cards. There was a little competition in the early beginnings, and this game came out right at the moment where the 3D cards, the Direct 3D cards, slowly began to win over the Glide. That's what the other competition used. And yeah, it was a real mess. This game was laggy as shit in the beginning, but let's talk about this later. Let's have a look at the back before we dig in. So you see all those nice pictures of Britannia. This was the first, and I think the only Ultima game that was in full 3D. All those box quotes. Again, 3DFX, blood, gore. Yeah, this was a masterpiece. I mean, this game was, there was a hype about over this game like none other, really. Let's have a look inside. Yeah. So when we open up the lid, the first thing that we're gonna see is our Greeting Citizen of Britannia deed, signed by Lord British, of course. Very nice piece of paper on those. Yeah, it's a parchment, the special paper. Then we got this tapestry, which you can also find in the game. This tapestry more or less shows the whole Ultima saga from Ultima 1 until Ultima 9. Very nice. Very nice. You can see also this tapestry inside the game in the Britannia Museum. And on the back you got the in-game controls. So this also works as a control guide. Very nice. Yeah, the next thing that I want to show you quickly are just printouts that I've thrown in here from back in the days where I made my own manual for the game for easy lookup. This was the time where the internet was still in its infancy. I didn't have an internet connection, so everything on the internet that I could get my fingers on, all the tutorials and bug fixes and patches. I printed all those tutorials out just to have them available. That was the kind of dedication that you needed to finish this game. There were a lot of bugs and issues in here. Yeah. What's this? This was... here. Install the latest patch to fix anything, and then everything about the game and how to avoid certain game-breaking bugs. But that's what wasn't officially in the package. Also here, this was the shop that I bought this game from. This is the original advertising that I got back then. You can see the whole games that were released at that time. Just giving you a short overview of what was hot in that year. Here you can see the prices of it. And these are not euros, these still were German D-Mark. So more or less this is double what we would pay currently. This 1999, this must have been right before we changed to euro. It was the year where it all happened. But this thing I still paid in D-Mark. Very interesting. And here's a whole listing of a lot of games. See Indiana Jones, Jack the Lions, yeah. A lot of memories. A lot of memories. Very nice. PlayStation 1 was just released. Yeah, those were the days. Then we got the reference card for all the Ultimas, because that's one of the huge and great things about the Dragon Edition. You not only got Ultima 9, no. You got all the Ultimas. From Ultima 0, which of course it's a Calibeth, up to the most current Ultima 8. Everything. And in here you got, for every game, the instructions how to install them. This was way before we had things like Good Old Games, where they just provided you all all the things that you needed. And getting those games to run, it's not so easy. Yeah, you got this, I'm now speaking stuff that most of you might remember, older of you might remember. You have the problems with the EMS memory, XMS memory, high memory, yeah, and stuff like Quem, which was a tool you needed to write your configs and auto-exec but, and yeah, those were the days that most of those games did run under DOS. So and Ultima was always a series that pushed the boundaries of your PC. Yeah, you always needed more memory than you could afford. Yeah, a little catalog, PC Entertainment catalog. Oh, Need for Speed in the year 2000. Yeah, another blast of the past. Games of that year. The Sims, yeah, the first one. Dungeon Keeper 2, great game. Yeah, there it is, Ultima 9. And Ultima Online was just released, which was absolutely not in my reach because I didn't have any internet connections back in the day. But yeah, System Shock 2 was a great year for gaming. Yeah, let's have a look at the CDs. Of course, the game came on CDs. These are no Blu-rays or DVDs. Yeah, these are just plain old CD-ROMs. So let's begin on this side. Here you got the main game, you got the install disk, and you got the game disk. You would install both. I don't think if you needed one of those inside there at all times. Can't remember. Then you got the Ultima Collection. Like I said, every Ultima part from 0 to 8 was on this disc. Really nice, great edition. And for Ultima 9, I hope I can run it in the background without getting any problems with YouTube. But this is the soundtrack of Ultima 9, and if I can, I'm going to have it running already in the background. Great music from back in the days. There we go. That was all the files. What we got here? Yeah, this is just a record. Yeah, for my PC back in the days. I did I did print out what my PC could do. So that was my PC configuration from back in the days. Yeah. Then we got a little install guide. Just a quick install on how to get the game up and running for the different 3D acceleration, short description of in-game items, and the credits, of course. Nice. Next thing that we can find in here is the Ankh. It's a little pendant that you can put a chain on it and then carry around your neck. Very nice. It's metal, no plastic, metal. Then we got my official Recept Invoice. They call it Invoice. As you can see, that's what I paid for it. Nearly 200 D-Mark, so that's 100 euros. A lot of money back in the days. But as I said, I had it. I didn't need it for anything else. I had my shelter, I had my my meal, my hot meal. So this is where I spent my hard-earned cash on. So here you got the registration card. Never send it away. Little advertising for Nox, which was some sort of a Diablo 1 clone. I think it was pretty nice. I still remember it fondly. From Westwood. Yeah, Origin, Westwood. Yeah. Ooh, we know what happened to all of those. I mean, we can see that on the. Is it on the? No, it's not on the. On the box, but this was the first Ultima that was published by EA. This is where it all went down. Yeah. And here we come to the two journals. Very great in this leather wrapping. So here we got this is the journal, primary journal. Always loved the Ultima journals, the Tapestry and where they explain everything. Oh, so nice, printing quality and the font. This really is what was the immersion back in the days. Yeah, you're really reading this and getting into the mood. Here you got the more or less the history of Ultima, getting you up to speed where you're at with the storyline, explaining the different cities, and the cities were always aligned to a specific virtue. So yeah, you needed to know all of this. The Magic City, yeah, I still remember that fondly. The cities, then you got different dungeons that they explained here. The world of Ultima always was growing. Back in the days, there even was no Britannia. Always growing. Virtue. Here you got the different weapon types, shops. You could train different weapons. You need to go to an NPC that was training you in the arts of war. Here's the Beastry, showing you different monsters in the game. Always nice. What else we got? Cosmos. This was always very important, and there was a time when I knew all of these by heart. When you was playing so much Ultima, you really you really knew those. Everywhere in the game where there were signs or road signs, they were always in this runic speech, and you needed to translate. Very nice. Travel on the sea, of course. Yeah, you got your space to do your to write down stuff, to remember them. Yeah, that's the journal. I think this is then, of course, with the symbol on it, this is the Mage Book, giving you an overview of the spells. The spells in Ultima, I think in the later games, were always divided by was it rings? Different rings. The more rings they had, the higher. Oh, circles. It was circles. The higher the circles, the higher the spell. Of course, we all know the Armageddon. The Armageddon spell, wiping out everything except Lord British. And Lord British was always very pissed when you cast that one, because yeah, the game was more or less over and you were alone. The higher the circle, the stronger the spell. And these were not all spells. These were just a short overview of the most useful, giving you a slight overview. You were always admiring reading those. When can I get it? And how will it be? How good will it be? So nice. Meteorite, invisibility, ring of fire. Very nice. 8th circle. I think 9 was the highest. Only 8 is the highest. No, 8th circle, and this should be 9. Oh no, this is both 8. Okay, so 8 is the highest. It's a long time for me since I played those games. Rituals, yeah, another kind. And yeah, of course, here, there it is, Armageddon. You should never cast it. Just leave it alone. Moon gates, scrolls, everything you want to know about magic. Very nice. It's the spell book. And then we have the cards of virtue. Also very great addition to the collector's edition. Very good quality. So you got the different cards for each virtue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 virtues. I think this is valor. As you can see, this is all runic speech. This could be compassion, spirituality, humility. I don't know. This could be valor. And this could be compassion. I did knew them once all by heart, but it's a long time. But yeah, when you started the game, you were mostly faced with a gypsy. That gypsy would present you those cards and started to ask you questions. So, for example, if you see a beggar on the floor, would you aid him and show compassion, or put him into jail because beggary is not allowed in the city, and you let justice decide on your doing, and you always had to decide which one to take, and that was that was a nice way to generate your character. It was not just numbers or picking a class by just saying I want to be a fighter. No. That is how it worked back in the days. And the last thing that's in the box, and the thing we all have been waiting for, I guess, let's put this aside, is the cloth map. Yes, the cloth map. It's the one that I'm owning for a long time now. The only one that I had been owning for a long time. This is the cloth map for Ultima 9. Can we get it onto the camera hole? You could see down here you have the Britannia written on it. I'm putting it up a little bit higher, so like this. Yes, you got the Britannia on here, and you got the whole Britannia with all the cities. Of course, there is the main city. There is the Castle of Lord British. You got the different islands. This is the Isle of the Avatar. This is where the game more or less. This and here is where it ended. This is where we slay the Guardian. I did the whole Ascension thingy. Absolutely stunning cloth map. I might give you a little close up. Try to give you better view of the thingy in close. Really nice cloth map. The whole package really nice. Really enjoyed it. Man, you just wish that you have more, eh? No, cloth map. It's such a nice thing. I remember I bought a standalone version of the standard version of Ultima 9 and brought it to Eurogamer back in 2011. Yeah, and Hunter VP Pete, he did get it, and hope he still has it and enjoys it. And this is one of the best cloth maps. But yeah, like I told you in the story, 1.5 years ago, Lord British decided to do Shroud of the Avatar, and I started thinking, hey, let's do a classic unboxing of the Dragon Edition, which we now did, and why not try to get more? You know, this is a nice cloth map, but we could try to get more, could we? Yeah, I think we can. The series is so important. I thought, why not have a little look at eBay, and maybe, just maybe, we were able to get more. So I started looking around 1.5 years ago, and up to this day I looked around, and what do you know? I found stuff, and this is the next game in line. So 1999 was Ultima 9. This year is Ultima 8. That was published in 1994. So we're going 5 years back in time. You can see how long there was this period between the games. Ultima 8, a little bit controversial at the time, because this Ultima part, as you can see, had this pentagram on it, looking very dark, and was such a change from what's there in Ultima 7. And it was not even on Britannia. The Guardian banished us to Pagan. Here you have the box quote on there. Yeah. Most dramatic entry into the world of roleplay games ever. Ever. Here we have the system requirements. We're now back to a 486. Man. Let's have a look inside, yeah? Oh, Electronic Arts. So they were already there at Ultima 8. Interesting. Again, we got the game on the CD-ROM. This, of course, as you can see, is a German version. So everything in here is in German. Again, you have a short description about the game. Here is a description about the locals. This is completely new. As I said, this isn't on Britannia, so yeah, everything was new. The whole game and the monsters totally different. Most of the game was playing in dungeons. Even the magic system was different in pagan. What people hated the most about the game was the jumping. They made a lot of jumping puzzles where I needed to jump. There was water, and then there were stones in there, and you needed to jump from one stone to another. And if you weren't really aligned perfectly, and you were just dropping into the water, game was over. You needed to reload, and each reload took so bloody long. Oh, I can still remember it. Very, very aggravating. What we got here? Some sort of advertisement. Oh, and we got a poster on the other side. Nice. So yeah, what my 468 can bring me. We got Strike Commander, baseball. We can fly with the crew of the Star Trek Enterprise, Syndicate, nice, and Ultima Underworld, of course. Very nice. What picture we got on the poster side? Oh, we got a poster here from the good old Strike Commander. There we go, Strike Commander. Very nice. Very nice. Again, registration card. Important information for people using Windows 95, which was brand spanking new at that time. Some quick guide with some FAQ for known issues. What we got down here? This is the quick guide for the game in black and white, sadly. Everything in German. The journal, yeah, the keys. Nice. Then we got this coin. I think it's aluminium. It's very light. It's some sort of metal, but aluminium or something. Yeah, has no weight to it. And what we all been waiting for, the cloth map. The most useless of all the Ultima cloth maps, because as I told you, the game is mostly in dungeons and plays on a huge volcano or under a volcano. So this is what the cloth map looks like. I even don't know which side is up and which side is down. I think I heard the story that Lord British, that Richard Garriott was forced to do a cloth map because yeah, he made one for every game, and even he said to his superiors, what kind of cloth map do you expect from me? The game is playing mostly underground on one island. What kind of cloth map do you want me to make? It's kind of silly, and yeah, this is what we got. This is the cloth map of Ultima 8. Again, if I can, I give you a close-up of the thingy. But there is not really much on there. There are some runic words written on the outer edge, but that's it. No huge cities. Nothing on detail on there. But that's the cloth map of Ultima 8. Now I told you I was scouring the eBay for cloth maps in particular. So whenever I had the opportunity to get the cloth map without the game, I always took it, because you need to think about, the older we get with those games, the more expensive they get, because Ultima the older they get, the rarer it is to get a copy. It even gets more difficult because older Ultima parts or the cloth map versions of them were only sold in America. So German version didn't even exist, and if I wanted to get my hands on one of those, I needed to import them from America. So for Ultima 7, that's where we are now, Ultima 7, in, where are we now, Ultima 7, that's 1992. 1992. I got the cloth map only version. So here you go. This, my friend, is Ultima 7. Very nice cloth map. Very nice. Yeah. Subtitle, The Black Gate. In my book, Ultima 7, the best Ultima that there was. Such an in-depth game, so much to explore. I mean, Ultima 7 was the Skyrim or Oblivion of my days. Just this huge open world that you could explore. Absolutely stunning. Again, giving you the close-up now. Absolutely stunning game. You put so many hours of game time in here, but this game very hard. Like all Ultimas, there is no hand holding. There is no quest book or minimap that shows you where to go, where's the next quest line and everything. No. You had your journal. You were looking for the stuff. You were writing things down, and yeah. Again, before the internet, there was no FHQ, there was no YouTube with walkthroughs that you could just watch. You were on your own, but Ultima 7, wow, I loved it. So yeah, that's the Ultima 7 cloth map. Hope you enjoyed. And now we come to the Ultima 7 cloth map. But wait, we just did the Ultima 7 cloth map. Did I make a mistake? Nope. Let me show you. Let's show it again. So here, Ultima 7. You see the border? There is black on there. And by sheer accident, I found another Ultima 7 cloth map. But in this case, it has a yellow border. So the funny thing is, it seems to be that there are even different kinds of cloth map. I don't know where the difference is. As I got this again without a copy of a game. If one is the American version and one is the European version, or if one is the PC and one is the Mac version, I can't tell you. But as you can clearly see, the map itself is the same, but the border is different, and the print quality is different. So this is more washed out, and this is way more popping out, way clearer. So yeah, Ultima 7, I got two versions of those. Very nice. Didn't even expect this. Yeah, but Ultima 7, that's not just one game, as we, or the pros of you, the old guys who have been there back in the days, know Ultima 7 had two parts. So there was Black Gate and there was Serpent Isle. That's the second part from Ultima 7, released in 1993. It was a direct continuation of the storyline, taking you from Britannia to the Serpent Isle, which was a whole different continent, never shown or never again be part of the game. Very good. Also, I would say this is more or less the second best Ultima, because the game engine was exactly the same. Let's have a look at the back. As you can see, this version here is in English. Funny thing is, I got this one from UK. And another funny story, this was the last cloth map, the last package that was missing from my collection here for this video. And really hard to get, really hard to get. I mean, you can get a version of Serpent Isle. No, that's no problem. But to get a version with the cloth map, that's the problem, because only in America. So whoever got this in the UK must have imported it. There is no other way. Here again, you can see the configurations. PC, what you needed back in the day. Let's have a look inside, shall we? So again, we got CD-ROM. I think this was even a collection where they had 7 on there as well. Got this manual here. Nice, with a bit of color. Introducing you to the Serpent Isle with its own history. It even got its own specific runic language. So like we needed another, but yeah, that's what the immersion and the role playing was. Very nice. The bestiary, got the different new monsters that were living on that continent, and some old favorites. I mean, this was using the same engine, like I said, from Ultima 7. Mystic arts, the ingredients for the spells. Here you got the spells with their casting names. In the early Ultimas, you needed to really write those down and learn them. I can remember that. So yeah, that's the manual. Here's the installation for the add-on. So Ultima 7 and Serpent Isle 7 Part 2 got an add-on. It was the first games that I can remember that had DLC without the downloading, of course. Here's the reference card with some short infos as a quick guide to the game. What else we got? Another quick reference, essentially the same. Oh, there it is. This is the reference card to Blackgate, to 7 Part 1, and this is the one to 7 Part 2. Then we got the Silver Seed. This is the add-on to Serpent Isle. The other one was the add-on to Blackgate. This is the compendium. This is Ultima 6. So it also came with Ultima 6 on that disc. Very nice. Ultima 6 reference card. Then we got the Fellowship book. Okay. Nice. The history, more or less, of the Ultima series again, bringing you up to speed of all that has happened. I think this is the same that we get for Ultima 7. Very nice. Then you have the Ultima Collection Atlas. Oh, this is like a collection of all the maps. So this is Ultima 1. Then 2, 3. Nice, it's like a catalog for all the cloth maps. Nice. Serpent Isle. And yeah, we just have seen this in the cloth map version, Ultima 8. Nice. And we got a little extra. This time we have this trident, rectangular thingy. It's the same material that the pentagram was made of. Very light. And last but not least, just let me get the box to the side, so I don't clutter up the whole space here. We got the Ultima 7 Part 2 cloth map, which has these thingies on the edge. As you can see, you got these thingies there, which is the special thing about this cloth map. Got all those things on there. And let's get it onto the camera. Yeah, this is Serpentile. Yeah, like I said, this was the hardest to get. I don't know why. I just imagine it wasn't so popular back in the days. I don't know why. You only got this cloth map from America. The German and the European version that existed only had the paper version in there. So there were really not much made of those. Hard to get, really. Hard to get. Serpentile was my last cloth map that I got. Yeah, that, my friends, was Ultima 7 Part 1 and 2. Yeah, next up, and yeah, as I told you, eBay, looking around. Next up, Ultima 6. As you can see, got myself a boxed version of that. Very nice. I'm always happy when I was able to get one for a good price. As I said, it is hard, really hard to get one of those in a good condition or in any condition for a good price. And I could have had all this stuff earlier, but the price is would just go insane, you know. Ultima 6. Now we are 1990, so this baby now is 23 years old. We're now getting into the territory where some younger audience might not have even been born yet, which is strange. I'm getting old. So you can see here, this version was there for IBM, Tandy, Commodore 64, Apple, Atari, Amiga, Macintosh. Yeah. So maybe I did play Ultima 5, not on an Amiga, but it's Commodore 64. Could have been. I can't remember. So celebrating 10 years of Ultima. That's the Ultima 6. Let's have a look inside. Oh, first thing that we see, and some of the younger audience might have never seen this. This, my friends, these are floppy disks. Floppy because they are, yeah, they're floppy. Very much, yeah, soft. These was where we did save data on before we got CD-ROMs. Back in the days, yeah. On one of those discs, I think this is not even an HD version, you got 720, not megabytes, kilobytes. So there was not even space on one of those for 1 megabyte. And as you can see, the game came with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 discs. In some cases, you even were able to put those in, and then you needed to turn those. You had a side A and side B, like on the record. But yeah, floppy disks. Yeah, that's something. Then we got the companion. We saw it before in the collection. But this is a really used one. You can see that person did do the translation on there, and he did make some markings on some things that he thought was important. Again, you got the runic language, the bestiary, the magic system, the whole story explained to you. They were always, I always loved those manuals. What else we got here? Reference card for this game. Getting started. Put your floppy. You need to copy. There wasn't even an installment. You needed to. There you go. You need to DOS copy the files onto your hard disk manually. Interesting. Here you got the clue books to order. Again, no internet. Now we are in a time where really there was none. Oh, the 1990 product catalog from Origin. Again, at this time, no EA. This was Origin on their own. Got the trilogy. Sadly, this trilogy was that is what was sold here in Europe. We never got those individual games. So trilogy, no cloth map, just paper. Such a shame. Everything in dollar, so you know this one came from America. Man. Yeah, little advertising paper. Then here is the invoice. Let's have a look. Oh, he imported it from America, and he did pay 80 DM Deutsche Mark for it. So yeah, that's 40 euros. Good price. Good price. Then, as a little bonus, we got this stone in here, this black stone. I always asked where Richard Garriott got all those stones from, if they were produced or if he had some sort of employee who he sent into the desert to collect black stones. I don't know. And a question that I would like to ask him: where did he get all those black stones for the boxes? Yeah, but this is the so-called, or seems to be the moonstone. You know, that stone that was used in the game to open the moon gate. So that's the moonstone. And yeah, again, the cloth map. Let's get everything back into the box, and then have a look at this beauty. So this now is Ultima 6. I think this cloth map is the one that really pops the most. I mean, look at the vibrant colors. This thing is over 20 years old. 20 years, and it still looks like it's brand new. Just look at the close-up, the colors and the quality. Absolutely amazing. It just looks stunning for the age that it has, and yeah, I'm very glad to have it. So this is Ultima 6, and yeah, now it starts to get a bit harder. So when I started this whole project, I had to think about, Ollie, how far do you want to go back? I mean, the further you go back, the more expensive it gets, the harder it gets to get those cloth maps. Where do you draw the line? And I thought, I think 4 would be a good point. So I got at least Ultima 5, which again, I only got the cloth map, don't have the package to it, but that's why we are here. Yes, the cloth map. So there you go, Ultima 5. As I told you, this was my first Ultima. I really remember some of it very good. The whole where you went down the Stygian Abyss. There's that dungeon. And yeah, that was my first Ultima. Really enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, Ultima 4, that was where I draw the line. So that was the last one that I wanted to get. So after Ultima 5, I got myself the Ultima 4 cloth map. There we go. This already is now pretty old. So Ultima 5 was made in 1988. Yeah. And this one, Ultima 4, was made in 1985. So this cloth map now is nearly 30 years old. Just imagine this, yeah, 30 years. This is a very special cloth map because this cloth map is the very first one that shows us Britannia. Everything before this was called Zosaria. That was the old world. But this is the first time we got to see and experience Britannia as a continent and a world. It's a very important part of the series. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, now it gets really hard. As I already told you, part 1, 2, and 3 are very hard to get. Luckily, part 1 doesn't even concern us because part 1 didn't have a cloth map. Luckily, it didn't have it. It had 3 or 4 sheets of paper with a map on it, but there is no official cloth map version of it. There is, and I don't want to lie to you, there is a Japanese version of Ultima 1, a remake, that has a cloth version of it, but it's not even rare, it's ultra rare because it is just made for the Japanese market, and I have never seen it anywhere on eBay or anywhere. It doesn't concern us, but 2 and 3, very hard to get, extremely expensive, only in America, because I told you it wasn't even sold here in Germany, because we in Europe already got the so-called Ultima trilogy, where you got Ultima 1, 2, and 3 in one box, but sadly only with paper versions of the cloth map. So getting something like Ultima 3, I mean, even as a boxed version, is like it's so expensive. You can't. It's nearly impossible to get. So why not have a look at it? Yeah. So this is Ultima 3, as you can see. I got this version from California. So Gotthard, this is from your neighborhood. I even needed to go for this version to customs because, yeah, it was a little bit more expensive. Not hugely expensive. Yeah, I didn't went all out, but yeah, let's say you could easily get a tier 8 premium tank for this one. It's amazing, but yeah, I just couldn't resist. Yeah, you know, it's a boxed version, so rare. This little baby here is from 1983, so this really is 30 years old. Absolutely stunning. I think there were only 200,000 copies made in the whole generation of this game. Absolutely stunning. Is there anything on the edges? No, it's just the contents. And yeah, let's have a look inside. Again, at this time, floppies. But this game wasn't even for a PC or an Amiga or Commodore 64. I think PC at that time was way too expensive to be at home. Yeah, you can see 1983. No, this is the original first version for Apple. This is an Apple II version, which I'm absolutely stunned that I could get it. So this is the first generation even. Then you have the Book of Ember Runes. This is just like, it feels like it has been done by hand in a local shop, stitched together. It's just, this is just part of history now. So amazing. And we got the Ultima 3, the Book of Play. I think this was the first, one of the first journals, really. Of course, everything in here was text and yeah, ASCII graphics. There you go. There is awesome in-game graphics. I will try to capture of each and every game a little bit of footage and put it in between my unboxings to just give you an overall look and feel for each and every game, how when we go back in time. So this is Ultima 3. Amazing. As I told you, this was before Britannia. The monsters and everything, they didn't they weren't already the same like you had nowadays. But as you can see, Lord British, he sure did exist back then. Might have been his first appearance, I don't know, inside the game. Very nice. So yeah, we got here the Ancient Liturgy of Truth. Okay, this paper really feels old, but yeah, 30-year-old, still in a very good shape. Such a collector's item. Nice. Player reference card. You can see there's a lot of scratches and things on it. Yeah, these are the commands that you could type in for the different things to do. The spell system was completely different than the later Ultimas. Yeah, there you go, 1983. Here you got the original signing by Lord British. Nice. And what we have been waiting for, this now is really a piece of history, my friends. This is the cloth map to Ultima 3. There we go. Exodus Ultima 3. Hope I can get this on camera again. I'm going to show you a little close up. Let's get it more up there. There we go. Ultima 3. Again, like I told you, no Britannia. This must have been Zosaria. Got the moon phases down here. Stuff to the sides. For a 30-year-old map, it is in good shape. I'm planning on putting all those cloth maps onto my walls. I got already bought frames for them to put them into, and then I'm framing them and putting them on the wall. It's just the collection that I always wanted, and I finally had the time and money and the willpower to collect them. So there you go, Ultima 3. And really, this is the furthest you wanted to go. I mean, as I told you, everything else, Ultima 1 luckily doesn't have one, and Ultima 2, I mean, it's nearly impossible to get a a copy of Ultima 2, rather, or even the cloth map. I mean, it's impossible. You wouldn't even want to try and get one. They are so expensive and so so rare. But who am I kidding? Of course, of course I got it. Again, from America. This, my friends, is the most, on paper at least, the most rarest. But like I told you, my biggest problem was Ultima 7 Serpent Isle. But this was the second that I missed. So this was the second hardest to get. I don't know how much I did pay for it in the end. And I don't even want to know. But yeah, Ultima 2. We are now at 1982, so 31 years old, and it still is in a good shape. It's the, as you can see, it's the hugest, the biggest of all the Ultima cloth maps, and this somehow is familiar. It is playing, yeah, it's playing on Earth. It's playing on Earth. This is a map of Earth. Never played it, sadly, but it seems to be taking place in on the Earth. This also, and I showed you. I like to show you in close up, but here I'm going to show you also. This was still Sierra, so it was even before there was Origin as a company. Yeah, this is the oldest and rarest cloth map you can get your fingers on, and I'm very glad to have it. Yes, that was all of the Ultima cloth maps. I really hope you enjoyed. I can tell you, I'm very glad to have them. It's such a privilege, and I always wanted to have all of them. I'm very happy. But wait, that was just the Ultima series. What about, yeah, what about Ultima Online? Didn't Ultima Online have a map as well? Well, yes, it does, because this, my friends, is the cloth map to Ultima Online, as you can see with this symbol. It was only sold in America again, and it was part of the first edition. You got this cloth map in a nice box. On the side there was a compartment where you had the cloth map rolled together, and you got the cloth map with this little Ultima Online pin that you could put on your clothes. You could just take this off. There you go. Take this off, pin this to your clothes, and then fixate it with this from the back, and you got your Ultima Online pin. And yeah, the Ultima Online cloth map itself, very nice, one of the most prettiest, with a lot of detail on there. Again, with all the cities, and with islands that were on no other Ultima. As I told you, the world was always expanding, and yeah, as this was the online version, the latest version, they were just making it even bigger. Sadly, I never played it. Wish I had, but I didn't have internet at the time, and the whole concept of paying monthly for a game just was insane for me back in the days. And yeah, if I could go back in time and take part in it, I really would have do this. But yeah, this is Ultima Online. So this were all the Ultima cloth maps. Yeah, not really. There is one more. There's one more cloth map, and it's one that I didn't know existed until I started looking at eBay, and it just popped up at some point. There was one more cloth map, this one, and this cloth map here is I don't know if it was the first or one of the first. It is the cloth map to Ultima Online. It was 2001 anniversary DLC add-on thingy where they introduced a new part, the Lost Islands, to the to Britannia, and the first edition got a cloth map in the box, and I was very lucky to get even this one. Very strangely, it doesn't have the runic symbols on there. It's one of the only cloth map that I know of from the original Ultima. It has the real names on here. So you got Serpent's Hold, Scarbray, Cove, Britannia, Moonglow, Vesper. You got the whole names, Minnick, you got the whole names in clear in there, which is very nice. It's the only one that I know of that has that. Very nice cloth map. One that I didn't even know existed. I think some of you might have the same issue. So, but this now really was the last one. So these were 12 cloth maps. These are all the Ultima cloth maps in existence that I know of. And I think there's just one more thing to do. But for this, I need to do a little change of scenery. So, yeah, be right back. Yeah, but you could say, Ollie, now we have seen each individual cloth map. I mean, how would it even look like to have them all on one table? Well, it would look like something like this, I presume. So right in front of you, this is what it looks like. These are all the original Ultima cloth maps on one table. All 12 that I've collected. All 12 of them. You have seen them individually. You can see the different Ultima 7s with a different border. Nice. Yeah, and with that picture, it's done, all of it. But this picture, this was Ollie from Germany, from Midlife Gamer, signing off. Goodbye.